Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're at gardenista.com, and they have an article with a roof garden design expert, Julie Ferris. It's got some pretty good tips here on how to grow an ornamental garden. Now, there's also food. Food is a resource we all need, especially those in the city. There's not much fresh food grown nearby. If you have access to a rooftop space, maybe you could convert it into a permaculture garden or even an annual vegetable garden or just a little herb garden and flower garden. Now, the key in their first tip is you got to make sure the roof can support the weight. Because if it can't, oh, you're in some serious trouble. You may need to consult a structural engineer for this because you're going to be adding a lot of material. With that in mind, if you're not comfortable with math and you haven't done any sort of landscaping or hardscaping, you may need to talk to an expert. But the key is add as little weight as possible. Use very lightweight materials. There's some hydroponic growing mediums that are, I think they're called rock wool. Sort of like a fiberglass, very lightweight, and it only holds the weight of the water. Well, most of it is just the weight of the water. Water is very heavy. It's about a little less than 10 pounds a gallon. So if you're going to store water on the roof, make sure that section of the roof is structurally stable enough for it. Now on to some of the other tips. Design with your climate in mind. That's for any garden. Is there good sun exposure at 360 degrees? Is there taller buildings on one or two sides of you? Is it all shaded? That'd be tough if it was a roof spot. Pick your plants depending on the sunshine. And of course, temperature and water conditions. Designed for the way you want to use the space. So is it going to double as a barbecue space, a daily lounge, a reading area? Maybe you'll be there just to maintain the garden, and you don't need it to look pretty. Get the right hardscape materials and soil mix. Again, maybe you don't need a hardscape. Maybe you want to put some nice lightweight decking in there. Softwoods, recycled plastic lumber, I believe, is lighter weight than most regular lumber. And there's other lightweight materials out there. There you have an outdoor kitchen here, a little refrigerator. Looks pretty sharp. I kind of like it. Nice little space right there. Make it easy to get onto the roof. Another great tip, because you don't want to fall off a ladder every time you gotta, or risk falling off a ladder every time you gotta water the plants. Speaking of watering, irrigation. Water is the enemy of every building. Almost every exterior aspect of a building is designed to manage how water hits it and where it goes. If you're adding a bunch of water to the roof, make sure, well, one, there's no roof leaks. Two, you do it as efficiently as possible because you're just adding more weight to the roof. They talk about watering twice a day. Well, you might be overwatering. Depends how much the plants are transpiring. You can get moisture sensors, either simple ones or complicated Wi-Fi, Bluetooth ones, that will tell you how much moisture is really in the soil and how much water you really need. Choose the right irrigation system. That's what we just talked about. Don't skimp on lighting. Yeah, if you're working on a rooftop and it's dawn or dusk, you don't want to risk falling off the edge. Get some good safety lighting up there. Don't skip on lighting, of course. Then we got choose the plants with care. We talked a bit about that already. You want to get some pollinators. They talk about the pollinating insects. Very, very important. Now make the roof garden feel intimate instead of exposed. Now, that might be achieved through other aspects like taller plants, tall ornamental or food-bearing plants like corn. Growing corn on your roof might create a nice summer fence for it. But you might not need that privacy. You just want to grow some food. And their last tip, consider maintenance and upkeep. Permaculture is great because you just plant once and then you maintain, but you can't just leave it there. You have to trim and you have to train the plants and you have to get rid of some of the invasive plants. There's all sorts of little tips and tricks that can help you save time, and I do cover a lot of those in some of my previous videos. If you'd like to see more about this article, the link is in the description. If you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.